In other news, 69% say, this is Rasmussen, 69% say it's likely that scientists have falsified global warming research. The debate over global warming has intensified in recent weeks after a new NASA study was interpreted by skeptics to reveal that global warming is not man-made. While a majority of Americans nationwide continue to acknowledge significant disagreement about global warming in the scientific community, most go even further to say that some scientists are falsifying data to support their own beliefs. I'm going to raise my hand and I'm going to take credit. This has been one of my pet peeve issues for as long as I've had this show. Fact, let's see, grab soundbite 19 and 20. Dr. Roy Spencer, our official climatologist, was on Lou Dobbs Tonight last night. Dobbs said this new NASA study, satellite data, blowing the theory of the use of climate change effects right out of the atmosphere. NASA's data show the future effects of global warming could be far less than what most computer models to this point have predicted. As I understand it, basically you talk about real data other than those possibilities encountered by computers. There's no contest between the two results. What's the effect of climate change right now? What did you discover in your study?
We used 10 years of the best NASA satellite data we have. And what we did was we looked at warm years versus cold years. And during warm years, we found that clouds change in such a way to reduce the amount of warming. And what's interesting is that's totally opposite of all the climate models you hear about that are forecasting global warming, because those models all change clouds in such a way to amplify the warming.
So Dobbs says if we take the amplification and the reduction revealed with your data research, what is the percentage of the fact of the conclusions of the impact of global change?
The United Nations official forecast for the next, let's say, 100 years is a total of about 3 degrees C of warming. And what we're finding from the real satellite data of how the real climate system operates, that it might be more like 1 degree C of warming, and maybe even less. If that's the case, then we've gone from global warming being a serious problem to global warming being, some people will think it's not worth worrying about, because who knows, in another 50 to 100 years, we may not be relying that much on fossil fuels anymore anyway.
And they're not contributing. It's all. So the whole thing has been, I'm going to stick with the word hoax. Dr. Spencer will not. He won't go that far. I've argued with him about it. I said, why do you even bother responding to these stupid claims that are political? Well, I'm a scientist. We have to do it. So he's done it, and he's proved with actual NASA science data from their satellites. Yet all these computer models are bogus. And 69% of the American people now say it's likely scientists have been lying about their own research. We win.
Attention, new listeners. Be prepared to invest in at least 6 weeks of continuous listening if you want to fully understand Rush on the EIB network.
They pay pseudoscientists to pretend to be scientists, to put out the message, this climate thing, it's nonsense. Man-made CO2 doesn't trap heat. It's not. It may be volcanoes. Bullshit. It may be sunspots. Bullshit. It's not getting warmer. Bullshit. And there are about 10 other memes that are out there, and when you go and talk to any audience about climate, you hear them washing back at you the same crap over and over and over again. It's no longer acceptable in mixed company, meaning bipartisan company, to use the goddamn word climate. Bullshit. 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 Bullshit.